Hello, one and all. This is Captain Luckless, and welcome back to the Sunless Skies. Although, not so sunless. A lot of you were commenting, and it was really cool to read all of your comments about the clockwork sun, and it seems to be one of the most important parts of this world. And I kind of talked a bit about how the people would have come from a sunless sea to this place and been blinded by the sun and would have seen the sun's power as too strong. But you guys kind of educated me that on that the suns are more than just light and energy producers, but actual gods in this world. Just as some of you put it, and I'm kind of paraphrasing some of what you guys said, that their light is law. The clockwork sun is an attempt to impose London's law over Albion. So the law is more than just laws that are created by people, right? It's life and death, and it also governs fundamental physics, the fundamentals of physics. So I was thinking about it, and this could be why people are turning into glass, because the clockwork sun is messing with the kind of like the natural order of the things that are going on in this world. And also it could be why we saw those tears in space-time. I don't know what those were, but they were really freaky. So we have to keep in mind as we're playing through this, and I didn't play too much of Sunless Sea or Fallen London, so I'm kind of figuring all this stuff out as I play through this. So bear in mind that I'm new to this world, and I do appreciate everyone sharing their knowledge of the previous games, because it enhances my understanding of this world, which is so very different from ours. And it's really, really cool. So thank you guys so much for all of your comments, and I did read all of them, and it's going to take me a while to really appreciate the depth of the story that's going on here and the backstory of Sunless Sea and Fallen London. So I'll pick it up as we continue playing, because I have a feeling this is going to be a long playthrough, and I'm going to do my best to finish it off, and I think it's going to be super fun. Okay, so back to Whirly-Jukes-Tamar, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that properly, but that's how I'm going to pronounce it until I'm told differently. The other thing that you guys pointed out is that I did find Brabazon Work World, and it was like the first place that I went to. So Little Niece, which I believe it's Little Niece and not Little Nice, because that makes sense. This must be Brabazon Work World here. This is one of the stations at Brabazon Work World, so we can go back there afterwards, after we explore Palace Pier. So let's read about Palace Pier. Workers in neat uniforms guide your locomotive to rest. Tourist engines rest alongside trading engines. Crews trade gossip and delicacies. Signs in block capitals make abundantly clear that this is a place for pleasure. So we're going to get a chance to relax, and I don't mind that. Although, I'm sure there's going to be something weird going on under the surface here, right? Whirly-Jukes-Tamar dazzles like a Fabergé egg. Lamp lit, rich brass, and Britain in Baroque. In the distance, carnival music mixes with faint cheering. A queue twists and snarls along the dock. Visitors are not allowed to just stroll into the port. They must be admitted. Every fortnight, the Bureau of Entertainment holds a lottery to give out a number of passes, which grant free admittance. The queue for these is long, but it's not the only way into the port. We can bypass the queue at the insistence of the authorities. Fox-jawed man, smartly dressed in cobalt, takes notice of you. He crooks a finger. First time visiting Whirly-Jukes-Tamar, eh? Come on over here, then. All right. Or we can exchange ministry-approved literature for condemned experiments. Oh. Condemned experiments, huh? Properly cage your unidentifiable squirmings. Fishers waiting for access to Whirlyberry Beach will set up rods along the dock. They'll know all about caging unruly sorts. This will trade your unidentifiable squirmings for cage catches. So those, I think we saw the unidentifiable squirmings. It's kind of like those foggy things with the tendrils that we could pick up if we had the cannery thing. And then 5 ministry approved literature. We do have 4. Okay. Was there a... Oh, the literature was for the Clockwork Sun. We do have 4. Was I supposed to drop something off here? Just your windows. Or did I already complete that? I think I did already complete that. Crockery is available. Okay, so I might pick that up on the way out. And I can buy the literature. Oh. So I have 4, so I could do this if I wanted to. I don't know why I'd want... Do I need condemned experiments, though? Uncanny specimen. I don't think I have any, do I? Oh, I do have 1. Okay. I can't think of a reason why I'd need those right now. I guess, it's the first time here, so we'll try to bypass the queue. It's kind of our only option here. The representative of the Bureau of Entertainment introduces himself. We are a department of the Ministry of Public Decency, but we're entirely autonomous. We run this port for the benefit of weary travelers. He leads you past the queue that doesn't even bother to grumble. Oh, he leads you past the queue that doesn't even bother to grumble. Oh, they're not complaining at all, I guess. Yes, I know. Queue jumping is terribly uncouth. But would you really rather be mingling with the proletariat when you could be enjoying our port? And I'm sure once you've seen what we have to offer, you'll need to come back again. He leads you to a fitting station. Everyone goes through this. There's a dress code. The Bureau of Entertainment wishes to encourage industrious captains to patronize the port. To this end, on a captain's first visit, they are allowed in both without charge and without having to queue. So we're gonna have to queue next time, I guess. The couturier is exquisitely attired. Burgundy tailcoat, cravat, brocaded vest in iron and ink, breeches, boots, and a smile like a shark. Periodically, he checks a brass pocket watch, while his grin lengthens and diminishes in turns. He's here to supervise the attire of new visitors to the port. In Whirly-Jukes, everyone dresses up in the heady style of 50 years ago. The Bureau of Entertainment provides suitable attire for all visitors. What article of clothing are you going to base your choice of outfit around? Okay, this is very important. Your choice of outfit has no impact on the port. It is merely an outlet for your whimsy. Okay, maybe it's not that important, but it is. It's so important. Receive an explanation. The couturier flicks a glance at you. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Couturier, maybe? It's French. Flicks a glance at you. I'm sure you know the spiel, but I'm obliged to repeat it. Sure, let's get an explanation. In a droll voice, the couturier, who could be anywhere between 17 and 39, explains, Whirly-Jukes-Tamar, the perfect holiday destination, enhanced by visitor adherence to the dress code. Do not fear. It is all to enhance the experience you have while with us. In addition, and a reassurance about the stringless nature of our generosity. Okay. I should inform you the mists are corrosive and will eat through your regular garments. We provide access to a full wardrobe of coats, waistcoats, frock coats, dresses, dress shirts, breeches, boots, bustiers, and more, to ensure your own remain intact. We love to see familiar faces. It wouldn't do to put you off. Now pick one item and I'll choose you an outfit that suits. Okay, this is key. Biggest choice of the entire playthrough so far. A hat. With a dizzying cornucopia of grotesquely perfect millinery, London would weep in envy. A dress shirt, why not both? Awaiting your attention are armoires, heaving with lace and leather, silk and cashmere, everything that had ever elicited the envy of another. A finely tailored coat. Draped across an army of smiling porcelain mannequins is an armament of coats in every size. All sumptuously designed, all perfect. Just like you. A skirt, or maybe kilt, or bustle, or breeches. A glimmering sea of fabrics, tooled to fit any waistline or hips. Line an enormous walk-in closet. Through the frills, you see undergarments. Oh my. Fabulous footwear. Of all the finery on display, the footwear is possibly the most avant-garde, with fashions that border on ludicrous, exciting. Back and return to the dock. You'll have to queue again or pay your way back. There's no reward for taking this option. Fear somehow supplants common sense. Sure, you'll have to wait an age to get back here, but perhaps you do anything to escape the couturier's carnivorous grin. Okay, well, we do have that hat. Although I wish I hadn't chosen that hat. It looks like a stovepipe hat. I think I'm going to go with the fabulous footwear. Captain Luckless seems like the kind of person that likes beautiful looking footwear. It's the couturier who goes to his knees, latticing your foot between his long fingers. In the frame of his black on black eyes, your reflection is that of a stranger's, wild and otherworldly. Personal touch is all he says. The couturier does not permit you to rise, nor does he allow you to pick your shoes. Instead, he ferries you options to sift through. High heels, sensible clogs, equestrian boots in the softest leather, open-toed slippers, sandals teased together from gold wires. When he's finally satisfied, he considers you for a long moment. He turns to a wardrobe and hands you several garments, all your size. Once you are dressed, he dismisses you, shooing you into Whirly-Jukes-Tamar. Condition of your clothes will limit your time in Whirly. Interesting. So it is kind of similar to the sun. Your clothes are as new. I wonder if every time we come back, we get a new fitting. Well, first thing we need to do is write a port report. Those who are anybody and those who are nobody come here to relax. The port's comings and goings could be informative. In the face of candy floss, guards are let down. Presented with this much tea, defenses are dropped. This should have been a good place to gather information. Unfortunately, the screams of the donkeys render eavesdropping impossible. Still, even by itself, a list of visitors is certainly worth something. Genial auditor or stalwart bookkeeper at London to earn rewards, of course. You can hand them in there. We can explore a tiny lane bedecked with shops. A babble of shops and stalls sears the gaze with bold, mismatched colors. It says you unlock this with attire for Whirly-Jukes-Tamar. We have 5 in all. Okay. Here is a path to the beach. No trip to the Whirly is complete without a jaunt along the beach. You should stroll down to the shore where the mists wait in glittering coils. We can wander onwards. Nothing here catches your eye. This will reduce your attire for Whirly-Jukes-Tamar, but may open up new opportunities. So those things didn't seem to reduce our attire. Maybe it's based on, maybe events can occur that will reduce it. Leave for the dock. You've run out of diversions. It's time to go back to your locomotive. You'll have to trade, pay your key to re-enter. Oh, there's an exclusive exhibition of portraits. A popular portraitist is displaying his latest works. Your connections among the Bohemian set has secured you a ticket. You have not become familiar with the portraitist, so we can't do that. Oh no, so we can do this because we haven't become familiar. We need 4 affiliation Bohemia, we have 1. Patchwork Devil. A lot of you do not have the Patchwork Devil. Okay. Well, let's start at the top. Let's go to the... I kind of want to go to the beach, though. Let's go to the shops first. The barber smiles at you with too many teeth. Shave it a nick, he asks, through his, though his shop is lushly appointed. Crushed velvet and a decadently papal aesthetic. It is conspicuously empty. He notes your glance and, crestfallen, offers to sell you a story instead. Your clothes have a shine to them, as if abraded into softness. Okay. The longer you spend in Whirly, the easier it is to spot the flaws in the facade. There, another detail not quite right. Oh, and that would lower our terror. Okay. Okay, so we're kind of like seeing through things because the shop was empty. Huh. Take a donkey ride. Oh, it says, Whirly-Jukes-Tamar is precisely like every other weekend destination, shabbier than advertised and bristling with ways to spend more money than intended. More to it than meets the eye. So I guess we're trying to uncover what the mystery is. Take a donkey ride. No trip to Whirly is complete without a donkey ride. A man in a candy-striped suit bellows, while his donkey drools a string of iridescent tumors. How can you resist? You need 3 to take the donkey ride. Oh, we did lose 1 attire. Okay. We can succumb to the wiles of a rubbery lump's cellar. A wax paper cone brimming with rubbery lumps. Sounds just about perfect. What are rubbery lumps? I have no idea. We can go to the beach. Oh, this is tough. It's hard to know what to do. I kind of want to go further to see if I can find something that's not immediately obvious. Do I want to go? I do like the beach, so I do kind of want to go there. This is a beach, of course. Of course it is a beach. What else could it be? It's a stretch of pale particulates and roiling mists. The air smells of salt and things that mummified in the sun. Of cinnamon and licorice. It is pebbles and grains of blue glass, tendrils of something curious and organic, worm-like growths tufting through the sediment. This is exactly what beaches are. Return to Whirlyberry. You lazily wander back towards the arcade, your clothes soaked from proximity to the mists. We should be at 3 now, I guess. Nope, we still have 4. Rubbery lump cellar. Path to the beach. Let's go onwards. So we've got a tiny lane bedecked with shops. Babble of shops and stalls near the gaze. Sears the gaze with bold, mismatched colors. The tea room. Tea is always a good idea. In a universe of horrors, tea is never wrong. Okay, these are both new, right? Let's go to the tea room. More seraglio than a tea house. I am not familiar with that. This place is sumptuous, lavish with tissue-thin veils and burgundy carpeting. Your tea is delicate, its flavor impossible to place. The baklava is divine. It appears traditional for patrons here to abscond with a piece of crockery, a mug, a delicate teacup, a saucer, whatever best reminds them of the tea room. As such, you do the same. No reason to be impolite. Clothes are soft and comfortable as if many years worn. Thinning and tattered, they will not remain suitable attire much longer. Another detail, not quite right. Okay, so we found another detail too. Where are we at now, though? We have to ponder that strange, unearthly taste. The residue persists from that last cup of tea, a flavor like roasted chestnuts and the color blue, like absinthe brewed in the belly of a star. This enables you to investigate the weirdness of Whirly-Jukes-Tamar and offers a potentially rewarding opportunity. 98% chance. I'm definitely going to take that. Success. The sour tang of that last sip resides in your palate, in the oily coating on your tongue. It is like, but entirely dissimilar to, the more familiar teas of London. It would go magnificently with a fresh scone, some ant-manufactured jam, but the aroma is fundamentally incorrect. The citrus notes mingle with the nostalgia for a time that's never been. The warm spices heighten the anxiety that bubbles with every sip. This tea remembers how it will come to be made. That is such an odd sentence. This tea remembers how it will come to be made. It is a struggle to ignore the details. As you become familiar with the oddities of Whirlyberry, more of the port will become available to you. Okay, so we've noticed another detail. We've gained a vision of heavens. 2 caddies of dried tea. We're scruffy. And we got 5 terror. So we're down to 1. I assume we're going to get kicked out when we become threadbare. Path to the beach we've been to. Maybe we should go to the shops. Because if we wander onwards, that's probably going to be it, right? Let's try the shops. An attractive individual, vividly attired in poison colors, delicious, draws your attention to a stall. Bespoke jewelry. His cohorts share identical smiles and eyebrows. As one, they gesture at the available material, bits of tinsel, chewed up bubble gum, bent pennies, bird bones, and strands of hair in every hue. It is time to be elsewhere. Okay. Another detail. Whirly-Jukes-Tamar is precisely like... Okay, it's the same thing. Leave swiftly. Cold frissons down your spine, dragging your attention southwards. Oh dear, your clothes are in tatters. You have to leave. Your beautiful garments are nothing but rags now. Well-dressed onlookers gawk and giggle, whisper and point. You look bedraggled, shabby, and worst of all, unfashionable. Exhausted these opportunities for now. Huh, okay. I'm intrigued. So we can gain admittance by supplying the port authorities. Someone unglued the ducks in one of the entertainments in the lanes. Many people won before anyone recognized the problem. The fair needs to replenish its stash of prizes with uncanny specimens. We can gain admittance by supplying the port authorities. People will keep pilfering the cups for mementos. Okay, right, because we did that. Replacing them is a constant chore. If you help the Bureau of Entertainment out, they'll slide you in past the queue. We can pay for entrance. The rich claim their willingness to pay. It's because their time is expensive. It's definitely not that this is an opportunity to flaunt their wealth. It enables you to both skip the queue and avoid donating to the port authorities. It's ludicrously overpriced, but perhaps you can afford it. $250. Okay, that is quite a bit. And we can inquire about the lottery. There's no indication as to when it'll be next held. It will next be held. It is at the whim of the port authorities. Prove it. So if we have ministry stamp permits, we can get in. Prove you know the right sorts. So if we have favor with the chairman, we can get in. Okay. And then it's the same two things. I'd like to go back in. Nostalgic crockery. We needed that, didn't we, for Port Avon? But it's going to be a while till we go back there. We do have 3 uncanny specimen. Acquire these from the Cantankery. Oh, it's actually telling us where we can acquire them. Is that something that they added? I can't remember if that was the case. I'm really liking that because I have the word. I mean, my memory is not terrible, but it's pretty bad. So having these, like if you've discovered how to find these things, it's nice that they tell you where to go to get them. Nice. Okay. So that's something we can pick up pretty easily. So let's trade in the, let's gain admittance by supplying the port authorities. As soon as you've handed over your goods, the official clicks his fingers. Workers from the Bureau of Entertainment quickly commandeer your attention. A man and woman appearing on each side, both exquisitely dressed, their smiles well-whetted knives. Come already. The couturier doesn't like waiting. You need an outfit. Come. Okay, so we are going to get another outfit. So we got the explanation. We should try a different thing, although it says it doesn't matter. I want to read what it has to say. I think a finely tailored coat. The couturier calls 2 women from a door you hadn't realized was there. They are tall, sinewy, and sepia-skinned, with the bluest eyes. As before, as always, my assistants will do everything they can for you, Captain. The women are efficient but impersonal, their attention bereft of interest. Whenever you attempt to don something that doesn't quite fit your ensemble, they remove the offending garment and replace it with an inventory of superior options. When you finally dismiss the women, the couturier considers you for a long moment. He turns to a wardrobe and hands you several garments, all your size. Once you're dressed, he dismisses you, shooing you into Whirly-Jukes-Tamar. Okay. Clothes are as new. Now, I wanted to take... Oh, I can't look at what we have. I wanted to see if there was something that was increasing with every new facet that we found. So where have we not been? We've been there, Tiny Lane, right? We've been to the tea room. We've been to the beach. Let's wander onwards. We haven't taken the donkey ride. Or the lumps cellar. So let's do the donkey ride. It's going to cost us, what was it, 3? Ah, there is more. This donkey ride is more momentous than others. The herd spots something small and broken backed on the shore. With a scream, they lurch towards their prey, leaving you to cling for dear life. On the bright side, at least, they're quick about the kill. You return to the paddock of nervous customers intact and only moderately traumatized. Oh, wow. It looks like we lost 2 conditions there. Another detail not quite right. I can't check those, huh? Oh, we're at 3. Okay, let's wander onwards. Beach. We're at 2. Shoot. try one more. Donkey ride. We haven't done the rubbery lump cellar. And it seems to be, unless we're not getting a good roll and we're missing something random, it seems to be the last one to do. Was there 2 kinds of shops? Maybe there's 2 kinds of shops that didn't go to one. Wax paper cone brimming with rubbery lumps sounds just about perfect. It tastes precisely as advertised. Hot, rubbery, faintly sweet, with a dashing of mirin and brown sugar. Mirin, okay, I'm not familiar with that one. And an aftertaste reminiscent of roasted berries. Like a memory of better days. You graze on a palmful of lumps before you put the rest away. Clothes are threadbare, you're scruffy, it's time to be elsewhere. Guess we have no choice but to leave again. What are we missing? I felt like we got all of them. Maybe I should try one more time. As soon as you've handed over your goods, the official clicks his fingers. Okay, this is the same description. So he gave the crockery. How about, let's go with the hat. The couturier summons a pair of pale children, their stained glass eyes a palette of emerald golds. They'll help you with anything you need, Captain. No favors too big, too terrible. I'd ask that you don't request a bladder as a hat, however. I hate training new help. Okay. His assistants are as attentive as they are silent. Reverently, they offer possibilities in flattering headgear. Fascinators, bowlers, top hats, even veils, filigreed with milky blue seed pearls, and roses the red of a broken heart. When you finally dismiss the children, the couturier considers you for a long moment. He turns to a wardrobe and hands you several garments, all your size. Once you're dressed, he dismisses you, shooing you into Whirly-Jukes-Tamar. Okay, so tiny lane bedecked with shops. Into the beach. Let's wander a few times. It's tiny lane bedecked with shops. So it is the same. Let's keep wandering. One more wander. It looks like it's the intended exclusive exhibition of portraits that we need to do. That sucks. Let's do one more wander onwards. See if we see something different. No. Okay. Well, let's go back to the beach. Turn to the arcade. Let's do one more wandering. No, we're out. Okay, so I guess we need to do that. We have to be able to get access to that portrait painter. I guess that's it then. So we've got space for 5 supplies. And what do we want to do next? There's still, of course, the perjurance. Wit and vinegar. Smugglers ply their secret trade in the sky. Lucrative or if perilous trade. Visit the Midnight Rose at Titania. Okay. Well, we're not going to do that quite yet. Carillon. Work orders. Unseasoned hours, ministry stamp permits. Right. Rabazon Work World, I think that's where we want to go next. Sequencer's charity. The Dazzle Sequencer has enlisted you in his attempt to inflict kindness upon the needy. Right. Rabazon Work World again. So there's the half glass. Half glass empty. Present 3 ministry approved permits to the broken steward on the Clockwork Sun. Okay. You can get fuel and supplies here. Let's buy 1 fuel, and then we've got a spot for 4. We have our literature. We can buy the crockery. That's the deal. I think we should take advantage of this. Okay, so now our hold's full. Got 4 and 5. I think this time we'll head a bit more to the west and just unlock more of this fogged in area, and then we'll head back to London, then we'll go back up to Brabazon Work World. All right, let's head out. I don't think there's anything else I can do here. Colorful constellation gleams in the window, the gaudy lights bedecking a seaside town. Aw, feels bad to be leaving. The lanes. I really want to figure out what the secret is behind that place. But we'll be back, I'm sure. Okay. Out into the fog again. Got no terror. We've taken a bit of damage, but nothing serious. Send the bat out. I gotta check that out. I'm really liking the colors of this area. Okay. What is going on over here? Some pretty heavy machinery. Problem is I don't have room for whatever this is going to be. So let's take a look around here. See what this is. We're about to run out of fuel, or run out of our first fuel. Like this whole area, some kind of factory. Now, which one's going down faster? Looks like maybe the fuel is now. And we get 1 fuel back. Okay, that's good. Another one of these beacons. Sorry, just getting ready for combat. Although I have to say, Albion seems a bit safer generally. Looks like another factory in the background. It's way more wide open also. Graves. Graves as far as you can see. We're at March 19th, 1906. Graves. Oh. This almost looks like, oh. was gonna say it looks like a planet in the background. What is this place? That's a port. How do I get in though? What is this? This is really cool. Signalman considers the looming mausoleum, rich or poor, we all end in a box. The most serene mausoleum. Okay. Cool, you found another port. Clockwise Kingdom achievement I just received. I'll have to check to see what these achievements mean afterwards. But we're unlocking them a lot faster now. The Nave, the soaring sepulchre heart of the most serene mausoleum, constructed over the cooling embers of Albion's murdered son. That's the murdered son. Interesting. Okay, that's why the graves too. The mausoleum was built to house London's most glorious dead above the sun. Kensington Station is tucked into a side chapel. Let's go to the shop first. We can get some souls, which you don't really need. Pane of stained glass. Fuels and supplies. That's good. Well, let's explore the nave in Kensington Station. Kensington Station is tucked into a side chapel. An elderly footman is lighting candles while waiting to guide visitors into the mausoleum proper. Be escorted inside. The footman watches you alight from your engine. He coughs meaningfully. Amongst the dead. Lighting a fresh taper, which he carries in a silver holder, the footman leads you through a narrow arch and down a winding spiral stair. You can hear weeping close by, but the echoes make it hard to discern the source. Soon after, you hear a sharp burst of laughter and music. Occasionally, you can make out the rumble of what the footman confirms to be the London Necropolis Railroad, far below. At the very bottom is an oak-paneled door. The footman unlocks the door and bows, and departs. London Necropolis Railroad. The footman disappears into the gloom, leaving you alone facing a desk shaped like a baptismal font. A cheery registrar sits in the middle, waiting to greet you. Okay. There are protocols that must be followed in the mausoleum. Guess we're going to introduce ourselves. An introduction and a warning. She has you fill out a form indicating your profession, age, usage of hours, and to confirm your legal status as alive. I mean, I think we're still alive. The prince consort's tomb is exceedingly popular. To prevent congestion, donations are requested. The greater the donation, the longer you will be allowed to gaze upon the sepulchre. If one is fortunate enough to garner the attention of one of the deathless, one must be respectful and only speak when spoken to. It does not do for the living to linger long among the dead. She files away your form into an excessively large black cabinet. Okay, so we only speak when spoken to. The scent of burning incense wafts by. The Duchess Incarnadine is abroad today. Duchess Incarnadine is abroad today. Huh, so she's not here. Visitors to the most serene mausoleum are ushered into the nave, a vast soaring vault above the heart of the mausoleum. Here, guests to the mausoleum may visit the tomb of the prince consort, arrange for the burial of their own dead in the catacombs, or merely enjoy the solemn environs of the Empress's monument to her departed love. The prince consort, okay. Write a port report. The most serene mausoleum is, if not the heart of her renewed majesty's domain, then at least its pulmonary valve. The most serene mausoleum endures. The catacombs grow as the necropolis line brings more bodies for burial. Traders bring fresh hours into the mausoleum. Endowments from the Empress for the deathless interred in their vaults. So they bring hours to give to the Endowments for the Empress, okay. Plans are in motion to add a new chapel to the nave, while the Deathless petition for a new, separate station for the exclusive use of their servants. Death has never been so much in motion. Antiport reports same thing. Visit the memorial to the Prince Consort. That's their first option. The most dearly beloved corpse in all Albion. Approach the Deathless. Her renewed Majesty's most highly favored courtiers. Prefer the upper climbs of the nave, away from excitable members of the public. So that's what they were talking about. If we're lucky enough to speak to the Deathless. Contemplate the dead. The corpse of Albion's old son is visible from the great rose-colored window. 72% chance. The remnants of a martyred son smolders below the mausoleum. I think I want to do this first. Let's contemplate the dead son. See if we can succeed. Partial success. The sun looks back. The body of the sun is still cooling. A few embers continue to glow at its core. A low and sullen red. When Her Majesty entered Albion, she slew the sun with an experimental weapon, an unclear bomb. Then she claimed the sun's throne and dominion. She can't help feel that as you can't help feel that as you gaze on the sun. The sun gazes back. It's like staring into the abyss. The storm that speaks has noticed you. One vision of heavens, and we have 5 terror. Okay. So who else are we being noticed by? Where was that? Is it in our profile? That's exactly who we wanted to have notice us too. A god of the sky, the storm that speaks rarely leaves its palace in the past. When it does visit the skies, the storm seeks out or causes grief, melancholy, and regret. We're being watched. Also, the burrower below is watching us. I'm not sure if these are good things. What was the waste wave? Was that the last one? Which hasn't, I don't believe it's noticed us yet, but we tried. I mean, it's a good thing because we get a chance to learn more about these gods, but it doesn't look like... What does it say of the burrower below? One of the gods of the sky. The burrower gnaws at the roots of heaven. It is associated with fog, promises, and punishment. See, they don't sound very delightful. Grief, melancholy, and regret. Okay. Partial success. Let's go back. Oh, I can't do it. It would not be wise to gaze at the sun again so soon. Let's go to the memorial to the Prince Consort. The most serene mausoleum was built to commemorate Her renewed Majesty's dead love. His tomb is the heart of the mausoleum. The vaults, chapels, mourners, and courtiers, all arteries and capillaries to his memory. To visit the tomb, one must speak to the cheery registrar. We can return to the nave. You have lingered long enough in the shadow of death. We can join the reverent crowds at the Prince Consort's tomb. A few sovereigns will buy you a few minutes at the sepulchre. It will reduce our terror a little bit. We can deliver uncanny specimens to get access to the upper gallery. Oh shoot, we needed 3 and we spent 1. It says the cheery registrar will accept diverse meats in lieu of monetary donations. It's customary to leave the offerings at the tomb, which are cleared away the next day. Donate souls for a private viewing of the tomb. A donation of suitably august souls will get you a private viewing. It's a way to reduce our terror. How much is this? 3. I guess we'll do this. Could I can't remember. Was it souls that I could buy here? I'll have to check the shop again before we go. It would be cool to get a private viewing. But this might be like terror reduction stuff, but it's also just nice to see, to read the stories. The cheery registrar marks your name in the account book before summoning a footman to guide you to the tomb. The tomb is sunk into a round chapel behind the choir. An effigy of the Prince Consort rests on top. His long hands are folded in prayer. 4 sculpted seraphim support him, as though about to lift him up in flight. Crowds of visitors in mourning jostle for a better position. One thing I'm not really clear on is like the time in this game. Like, How long has it been since the prince consort passed away? And I guess time is a bit wonky in this world too, so. A lady, maybe it doesn't matter. A lady in an inconceivable hat shoves her way to the front. You are afforded a brief glimpse of the prince's haunted marble face before you're ushered away. Well, we reduced our terror a bit too. For 3 sovereigns, it's worth it. We're gonna have to come back when we get souls. Yeah, let's return to the nave. Let's approach the Deathless. The most serene mausoleum houses more than just the prince consort. Under its soaring spires, the Empress keeps her most favored courtiers. These lucky few are provided with every luxury they might wish, and a generous stipend of hours. The only condition of this bounty is that they are dead. A legality only. They cannot possess property nor hold political office as a result. They are the Deathless. Occasionally they deign to appear to visitors. Speak with the Duchess Incarnadine. A childhood friend of Her Renewed Majesty, the Duchess Incarnadine was instrumental in the conquest of Albion. Her place in the mausoleum was her reward. 82% chance, and it's unlocked when you have heirs of the most serene mausoleum. If we want to entertain a request from the macabre counselor, the cheery registrar gives you a note and a worried smile. The macabre counselor has requested your attendance, an honor rarely granted the legally living. It says you have not yet begun this story. We have to win the favor of the mausoleum's courtiers to get this. Invitation to dine. A cheery registrar hands you a gold leaf envelope, penned in black. It seems you've attracted the attention of the Deathless. This will allow you to take on unique bargains for the Deathless, though you will lose favor. Oh, we have to trade in favor probably. The bargain is randomized. You may be able to change which is available by replaying the invitation. Pardon me. You can accept it. We need 3 favors bestowed though. Speak with the dismal Chamberlain, also locked. The Chamberlain presides over the affairs of the mausoleum. He has seniority of the sepulchre and rarely meets with visitors. We need favor bestowed, which we don't have. It's unlocked by not having any moonlight beckons. Unlocked when you do not have ambition, the Martyr King's Cup. Not spoken with the Chamberlain. Okay. Make a donation to the upkeep of the mausoleum. The Deathless do not lack for time. They do, however, lack for diversion. Fresh reading material is valued high here. A glimpse of a world left far behind. This will allow you to speak to the currently available member of the Deathless immediately. We need 4 ministry-approved literature. Oh, sorry. We need 1. We have 4. But they're not currently receiving visitors. Okay, well, let's shoot for the first one. 82% chance. I like our chances to speak with the Duchess Incarnadine. Cross your fingers. Oh my god, are you serious? We failed! The Brocade Incarnadine. She glides along the flagstones, a great train of scarlet cloth following her, like the telltale trail of blood in a penny dreadful. Today she is menacing the footmen, loudly inquiring after their physiques and their athleticism. She requires only the fittest to survive her mock battles. She notices your gaze, but after looking you up and down, merely sighs. Insufficient, she says, before gliding away. You cannot help but notice the smears of drying blood on her brocade, nor the wash of crimson that trails in her wake like a red tide. The scent of burning incense wafts by. The Duchess Incarnadine is abroad today. We gained 15 terror for that. Okay. So now we can make a donation to the upkeep of the mausoleum if we want to. So what does it say again? So allow you to speak to the currently available member of the Deathless immediately. Let's give it a shot. Expedited. The cheery registrar smiles as you make your intent clear. There are forms to be filled out, endless and interminable questions as to how you wish your donation to be remembered, plaque or bench. But eventually the transaction is made. And wouldn't you know it, but a member of the Deathless has just become available, should you wish some of their time. Okay. So the Duchess, we get another shot at the Duchess. Gotcha. Let's do it. Success this time. A second Tamora. The Duchess would be a small figure, were it not for the mounds of silk and brocade that comprise her dress. She glides along the flagstones, a great train of scarlet cloth, following her like the telltale trail of blood in A Penny Dreadful. Today she is menacing the footmen, press ganging them into her mock battles in the Tower of Carmine. Fatalities are rare in her battles. Maimings are not. She gives you a red-lipped smile. A footman intervenes and introduces you. She's pleased to encounter a genuine captain, and quizzes you on all the battles you fought in the wilderness. The goriest details she demands you linger on. She parts with you only reluctantly. Banners bearing crossed keys are being raised all over the mausoleum. The luminous cardinal is staging a miracle play. You have encountered one of the Empress's deathless courtiers. You've gained favor. And more terror. So, the more favor we gain, the more the more terror we're getting as well. Ah, here we go. So now we've got an option. We can entertain a request from the Macabre Counselor. Macabre Counselor has requested your attendance and honorarily granted the legally living. Or we can speak with the Dismal Chamberlain. Affairs in the Mausoleum. Rarely meets with visitors. Guess one doesn't preclude the other, so let's start with the top one. Entertain a request from the Macabre Counselor. Into the dark. Uh-oh. Several footmen are on hand to escort you from the nave and through the oak-paneled doors that lead down into the catacombs of silence, where the Macabre Counselor resides. Black candles burn in silver candelabres. Fading tapestries molder on the walls. Glass cabinets, bones of saints and sinners, are displayed with gloomy relish. The Macabre Counselor is in a maudlin mood, regaling you with stories of her youth and musing wistfully on past regrets. I have only one worth mentioning, my daughter. The Empress saw fit to take her from me, as a punishment, I suppose. She could be terribly petty, could Vicky. She examines you speculatively. I wish to have my daughter returned to me. Fulfill this commission, and I shall bequeath upon you a great reward. Yes. Accept her commission. You are partial to a good reward. It occasionally gets you into trouble. Or we could take our leave. The counselor waves a claw-like hand and turns her attention to an elaborate embroidery of skulls. All right, let's do it. A courtly hostage. She's a hostage at perjurance, kept to ensure my discretion. She hands you several charcoal sketches of her daughter. A pretty, presumptuous heiress with dark eyes and a curly lock of her brown hair. I have an agent in place to assist and to conceal my daughter's escape. You will need invitations to access the half-light mask to effect a rescue. I only have 3 to hand. It's likely you will need to secure more. I think we already have a bunch. Your mind returns to her use of the word hostage. An odd choice. Perjurance is said to be a place of endless delights, where the children of society's elite dally in luxury. Surely it shouldn't be too much trouble to rescue one spoiled, presumptuous heiress from the lap of opulence, even if it is, as it were, the Empress's lap. Visit Perjurance and locate the presumptive heiress. So we still need to find out where Perjurance is. 3 invitations. So we have 6. We doubled the number of invitations. Okay. So seems like the time to talk to the Dismal Chamberlain. We don't have unlocked with 1 favor bestowed. You have to have 3 favors bestowed to get to the invitation to dine. The Engraved Mourner. Heirs of the Most Serene Mausoleums. The mourner is supposed to be a clayman, though in appearance he resembles a Greek statue of Hermes, more than the lumpy stolid workers of London. Okay, let's go talk to the Dismal Chamberlain, who rarely meets visitors. The Dismal Chamberlain. Your attempts to meet with the Chamberlain are met with relentless obfuscation. His secretary reschedules the meeting 8 times, eventually arranging it for 6 days ago. You even try waiting all day outside the Chamberlain's office. but he does not appear. His duties include regulation of time in the Mausoleum. The Deathless wallow in generous pensions of hours. However, the clocks are not keeping the same time. Has something happened? Finally, you manage to corner the engraved mourner and press him for answers. The Chamberlain is no longer in residence, he replies curtly. We don't dwell on the matter. We suggest you follow suit. The Dismal Chamberlain is missing. Perhaps this merits further investigation. We lost favor. Okay. So we need to get favor back to be able to get an invitation to dine. Also, more time has to pass. Okay, so this is probably about as much. And more time must pass before the engraved mourner is available. It's probably about as much as we can do right now. What does it say for that one? So we definitely want to do the counselor's daughter and the chamberlain's absence. We've been given reason to believe that the Dismal Chamberlain, the de facto leader of the Deathless, is missing. The Dismal Chamberlain is missing. Perhaps this merits further investigation. Can she talk to us? Maybe we can talk to her about it. Well, she demands, yeah, my daughter. No. Maybe after we help her. Guess that's it for now. Maybe these two things might help us to find out where he is, or we can ask elsewhere. That's all there is to do, right? Oh, investigate the Chamberlain's disappearance. No one seems willing to state the obvious. The Chamberlain's sudden absence is a cause for concern. You need a favor. Okay, I think we're gonna have to come back here. Or I could... The other option is to do this again. But I would only be able to visit the counselor, right? I think I should probably come back later, and I can do some of these other things. After we go to Perjurance, I'll have to come back. I gotta remember to do this, though. There's so many things that are building up. Okay. What should we buy? We've got 2 spots. I don't think I need fuel or supplies. Right, because we're just heading to London. We're very close. The paint is stained glass for Titania. I think we already bought some, though, didn't we? We can get the souls for 55 each. Bohemia affiliation. I think I have souls, though. But I think it's a good idea to just get the bargains when they're available. All right, everybody. I think I'm going to wrap up this episode here. That was really cool. I didn't expect to run into the dead sun. That's really neat. And we're gonna have to come back here and do some more things. And I'm really curious about Jukes-Tamar. What's going on? What is the mystery that the fog is hiding there? Thank you so much for watching. This is Captain Luckless signing off for now. I'll see you on the next one, and I love you all.